Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in to No Limits Radio Show. Thanks for joining us this Saturday. I'm Christina.
And I'm Michelle.
And we have a whole lot of really good stuff today.
We do.
We're going to learn about so many good things that are happening right here in the Valley. And for this segment, we're going to learn about Scion for Soldiers. We have Lindsay Hotman in studio.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So Scion for Soldiers tell us a little bit about this project and what it is that you guys are doing.
Well, Scion for Soldiers is to benefit soldiers that are in need of reliable transportation. So many soldiers come back. This actually benefits post 9/11 veterans, current military up to E6, as well as Gold Star, post 9/11 Gold Star families. So really, it's a broad scope. We're just trying to help as many people as we can because there are so many of them out there that unfortunately don't have some of them are just using a bicycle. So we're just trying to help this, really make a difference in someone's life.
And and I know that you're also part of this is benefiting military assistance mission. So tell us a little bit about what the tie-in and the benefit to military assistance mission is.
Well, what happened is Scion wanted to reach out and make a difference, like I said, to soldiers. And it was a perfect fit with Margie and military assistance mission. And she's really been instrumental in helping us get to the right people, get in front of the soldiers who need it the most. And ultimately, any added funds that we generate are going to run through her program to benefit those soldiers.
That's great. That's great.
Awesome.
And so you're actually going to be giving away a Scion?
Actually, there's three.
So not just one, but
right.
three.
Wow.
Yeah, we want to help three of them. And what they're going to get is a 2-year prepaid lease from Scion. And then we're working on additional crowdfunding as well as a motorcycle ride to benefit. And ultimately, the goal is to pay off the leases so that the soldiers would have the vehicles free and clear at the end of 2 years.
That's incredible.
And is this just here in, who's eligible? I mean, you told us as far as, up to what rank and Gold Star families and things like that, post 9/11. Is this just here in Phoenix? Is it Arizona? This is
an Arizona campaign. Really, Scion has a program called Pure Process Plus, where people can buy a vehicle online. And what's going to be happening is the vehicles that they're winning will be wrapped. So it's a dual effort. Scion definitely wants to make a difference. They've always leaned heavily on military. They've always had military rebates available and great financing options available. They've always wanted to help and impact that market in that region here in Arizona, but also across the United States. However, this is their first year of doing it, and they wanted to start here in Arizona, and it's been going really well. And so hopefully, if it continues to go really well, we'll be able to expand it to other markets in the future.
That's wonderful.
Great.
Now, I know that you're the project manager for this. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about this project. What has it been like for you?
This has been unbelievably eye-opening. I work with Digital Dealer Media. We're basically the event planning hosting this. And I just saw this as a job when I first started, right? I didn't really expect it to be anything other than just execution, right? I have a list of to-dos. I got to get them done. And as I go, this has been one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. And I'm not just saying that. I never realized how these men and women, they sacrifice so much and they go and serve so willingly. I'm going to get emotional.
That's okay. We do it all the time.
And then they come back and they have nothing. They have nothing. And there's so little to help them. One particular fellow walks miles just to go get food from Margie's kitchen. Another one, and he had a hip replacement. It's not just easy for him to walk,
right.
On top of it. Another gentleman had just blow up furniture and a bicycle. That's all he has. Some of them really can't function the way the rest of us can. We really do take it for granted. That's really, I guess, been the most instrumental experience for me is seeing how easy it is to take our life for granted, especially in America. We sometimes are kind of, clouded over. We don't see as much as what is really going on. And I think this has just been an enormous opportunity for me and my team to see the difference that soldiers really do make and to be able to give back and help them even a little bit just in participating in this has really been meaningful to me.
Well, I think it's interesting that you bring that up, because there's so much that these soldiers give up. There's so much that their family sacrifices to serve our country. And it's so sad to me that we don't have more programs in place to help them when they do come back. I think it's a failing in our government, in our society. Every time I'm driving down the freeway and I see someone standing on the side, homeless veteran, I get sick to my stomach and I get angry, because that should never happen. And I know, for those of you that are going to go on this, well, some of them aren't really, but yeah, some of them really are. And there's a breakdown in our country, in our government, and it goes from the top down. So I always love it when I see businesses and organizations that are doing something to make a big difference and to make a big impact. Now, with the Scion for Soldiers, you've shared that you've got the opportunity to hear these stories. So how are those stories coming to you?
Okay, so on scionforsoldiers.com, people are nominating soldiers. We find that a lot of soldiers will not nominate themselves. And, there are some that do. So for any listening, please, if you are in need of transportation, please feel free to nominate yourself. I would encourage you to, but so many times soldiers are taught to just soldier through and move on and not reach out, but please reach out. And so these nominations are coming through. We're calling these soldiers and scheduling and helping them to film their story. The way the contest is working is their story needs to be filmed. Once it's filmed, it'll be hosted up on scionforsoldiers.com. Right now, we're in a gathering phase. We are gathering these stories, and then we're going to be posting them. Nominations are ending on November 10th. So, they can be nominated by a family, a loved one, a coworker, anybody, or themselves.
So just to stop you real quick so that everyone understands, nominations have to be made by November 10th, or their video has to be submitted by then?
If they're doing their own video, it would need to be uploaded by the 10th. If they can't get their video done by the 10th, at least get the nomination in, and we'll get the video up by the 15th. The 15th is the cutoff for videos.
Okay.
Voting will then take place from the 15th through the 30th. So we'll have a big campaign for those 15 days, because we want everybody's video to have equal opportunity and to be up at the same time. And then really the reason why Scion is doing this is because they just didn't want it to be a random vote, or a random drawing rather. Sometimes random draw that needed it the most wins. And of course, Scion, going through this is almost impossible to have to make that decision. There's no way. I can't imagine having to make that decision. Right. So allowing it to be up to popular vote, I think, is really the best thing.
So for people that don't have the ability to do their own video, are you helping them to make those videos? Yeah,
Digital Dealer Media is a video studio. So we do have the ability to send a crew out. We've been helping. A lot of these guys don't even have a cell phone with a camera or, a computer. And so when they're called and being told that they're nominated, can they upload a video? It's like, no. So the good news too is that if a soldier isn't wanting to do the video themselves, but the person who nominated them wants to do it, that can work too. Sometimes they're having a hard time telling their story, and I don't blame them.
Sure.
So, there's more than one way to, like I said, Scion wants to make it easy. They want people to be able to have that reach. And so whether the soldier can do the video or not, or maybe the person that nominated them does it, either way, if they can do it, great. If not, they can reach out and ask us for help, and we'll do it for them.
Now, is Digital Dealer Media doing these videos at no cost to the soldiers?
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're going out, you're filming, you're editing, your Digital Dealer Media is doing all of that for the soldiers.
Yes.
And how long is the video?
The video time is 4 minutes is the allowed time. And there is a specific set of questions that are allowed to be discussed in the video that's in the rules and regulations.
So what are some of those questions?
Some of those questions are, well, obviously, your name, branch, that kind of stuff. And then tell us a little bit about your time in the service. Why did you choose the branch you choose to serve in? Or why did you choose to join the military? what are some memories that you might have of serving, and what is your life like today, and how would a vehicle make a difference for you?
So what have been some of the responses you've got to that question of what would a vehicle make a difference to you? Would it, just without giving away names?
Sure. Some of them are just straight obvious. They don't have one and they're walking.
And it's 120 degrees in the summer.
Yeah, right. And they're just trying to get cans of food. My goodness. Some of them have a car, but maybe it's really old. One is a mom, and she has 2 little girls, and her car needs about $1,500 worth of repairs. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm a mom myself. I couldn't imagine if one of my kids needed something and I couldn't provide it to them because my car was broken.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different stories, pretty much what everybody experiences, but the difference is that some of these soldiers can't work. I mean, they just can't.
Right.
So there's no way they could afford a car. By giving them the wheels, hopefully they can start to do something and, get out of their house and maybe get involved in more programs. A lot of them can't even get to their therapy. So, hopefully that can help too.
Now, will all of the nominations be shared on the website, or are you guys are there some that that are being, is there any selection process in the nominations that are coming in?
The only selection process is what's listed in the rules and regulations as far as criteria. If they don't meet the criteria, then we just let them know, unfortunately, that they're not in the criteria. But we all are also open for suggestions. So, I mean, if somebody, wanted to reach out to us, they can at info@scionforsoldiers.com. And like I said, Scion, this is their first year doing it. So, unfortunately, nothing's ever perfect the first time.
Absolutely.
And, we don't want anybody to feel excluded. But if anybody has a feeling or comment, please have them reach out to us. And we'll definitely keep that in the hat, for future.
And there's no limit on nominees.
No.
Whether you end up with 10 or 500.
Right.
I mean, whatever amount you end up with, you end up with.
Right.
And how many have you received so far?
So far, we've received about 30. We are our goal, just because we want it to be worthwhile, is to get to 50. But if we got to 100, that'd be great. I mean, there's no limit on that. So.
No limit.
There's no limit on
We like that.
We like no limits
here either.
So 100 or 150, we are going to have a lot of videos to watch and then vote for.
A lot.
And then
that's why I was asking what was the time.
Right.
I'm thinking, okay, this is a weekend job.
Right.
I mean, we have a weekend job. Like, we're going to have to get popcorn and soda.
Popcorn's not on my diet.
Chocolate.
I'll have cucumbers.
Okay, we'll have cucumbers and water. Yeah,
Woohoo!
cucumbers and water
in here.
and cry, because we're going to.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah, sounds like a great weekend.
Okay, so I want to talk about the fundraising mechanism, how people can help support, and then I want to get a little bit into the technology behind the voting process. So let's first talk about the fundraising, because you mentioned that there are some fundraising events going on.
Yeah, you have a ride in December, right?
Yeah. It's not exciting. I'm looking forward to that. December 6th.
Is this a bicycle ride or a
motorcycle ride?
Okay.
Any motorcycle.
Now, do you have a motorcycle?
I don't. I used to, but
okay.
No, now I have kids, so it's one or the other.
Now I have kids. There's no more fun.
Of course, you can have both. I mean, that's what I did. I had kids and the motorcycle.
Well, good, then you can join our ride.
You could rent a 3-wheeler.
No, I could do bitch on the back. I don't really ride.
I could do a 3-wheeler.
You mean like a Can-Am?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Riding with you.
Why? You don't trust me?
No, on something like that.
You don't trust? Are you kidding me?
You
On a
didn't-
3-wheeled bike? No.
To Michelle's defense, you didn't know you had to have oil in a car.
All right, that's right.
Yeah, so back to Scion for Soldiers.
Okay.
But let's not get into this debate. I will win it.
Okay. All right, so tell us about the ride.
Okay, so actually right now on Margie's website, azmam.org, you can pre-register. It's $15 for one rider, $20 for two. It's going to start at Harley-Davidson of North Scottsdale. We have about 6 ride stops, and then it's a bead run. So the more beads that people raffle tickets they get. And we have some really amazing raffle prizes. It's going to be really fun when we get to Hogs and Horses. That's where it's going to end. We're doing a bike rodeo and having live bands, and Scion's going to do the presentation. It's going to be really fun.
So that's where the 3 that won will be revealed.
Yes.
Now, what if for people like Christina and I, my man is deployed and her man doesn't have a bike. So we obviously can't participate in the ride. However, can we come to Hogs and up in Cave Creek?
Absolutely.
And Hogs, and we can buy some raffle tickets there to support it and things like that?
Yeah, raffle tickets are going to go on sale at Hogs and Horses. So at registration too, but that's not something that's pre-sold. That'll be the day of.
This sounds like so much fun. I'm serious. Let's rent motorcycles, 3-wheelers, and do
I
it.
already told Margie I would volunteer for the event, so I'm going to be working.
Fine. I'm not doing it alone. All right.
Why don't you volunteer with
I'll
me?
volunteer with you.
Okay. See how easy that was?
All
We
right.
do need volunteers. I have Kimberly with Margie's team is
Yes.
going to be our volunteer coordinator. And we definitely, with this bike rodeo, I'm excited about that. We do need people to pre-register if anybody wants to. Things like timed events in the arena, because he has an arena there that he usually does amateur bull riding. So he's allowing us to use the arena. TC is the owner of Hogs and Horses. He's letting us use the arena. And
what's going to be going on in the arena?
Fun. Timed events on motorcycles. We have 2 solo events, and then we have 3 that are doubles.
What do you mean a timed event?
Well, like a keg push. You push a keg with a motorcycle. See who can cross the
Oh,
finish
okay.
line first. Barrel racing on a motorcycle. Stuff
I thought
like
you
that.
said a kick, like the kickstand, like who can get their kickstand up first? Okay, ready, set, go.
You could win that one.
I could do that. Yay! Who can knock the bike over first? I could do that one. I'm sure I could do that. But that's probably not good for motorcycles, right?
No.
Okay.
Unless there's soft dirt in your benefit.
Okay. So the bikes are going to be presented December 6th. It's at Hogs
The
and
Scions will be
Right.
presented.
Sorry, the Scions
okay.
will be presented December 6th at Hogs and Horses. Pre-registration, give them the website one more time. So
Scionforsoldiers.com.
okay.
And that's where they're ready.
Nominate. If they want to register, they need to go to Margie Bonds' website, which is
Yeah, we're actually working on that probably within the next week. They can just do it all on Scion for Soldiers.
awesome.
It'll still direct to Margie because, like I said, all the funds are going through her
Sure.
thing there. But either way, I mean, even if they went to scionforsoldiers.com, we'll have a link, or they can email us. We'll get them taken
Get it
care
done.
of.
And on the website, you also have the ability for those, because, we do have people that listen from all over. Is there also a donate?
Yes. What if someone's out of state and
Yeah,
they
they
want
just
to make
wanna
a
donate.
donation?
For right now, I would have them email us. We're going to have to streamline that with Margie. We were not expecting people to want to donate. Actually, that's really awesome. Like I said, this is the first year. So there's some things that have popped up that have been, I call them extra blessings. So we're making provisions for that. And probably within the next week, we'll have that available as well.
And you've got, amazing sponsors involved here. AutoNation Toyota, Riverview Toyota Scion, Bell Road Toyota, Big Two Toyota Scion, Camelback Toyota, Desert Toyota of Tucson. So even as far as Tucson, that's incredible. Earnhardt. I love Earnhardt. I love that commercial. That ain't no bull.
all of the Scion dealerships that participate in the Pure Process Plus program are our sponsors. Cox Media also has helped us. Dynamic Auto Films are helping us with the wraps. There's been a bunch. Arizona Legacy Veteran Riders is helping us with the ride.
That's great.
So lots of people have been helping.
Now, if I can ask a question, I'm often known as the mean one on the show, and I'm not trying to be mean. However, I got to ask the question because I want to know how it works. So you're going to prepay the 2-year lease. Okay. Now, I've never leased a car, but everything I hear about leased cars is you have to really worry about the mileage at the end of the lease term.
Okay.
Okay. So what if one of the, have we thought about that car's all paid off and they can keep it after that and all that stuff? I get that, and hopefully we'll reach that goal.
That's actually most likely the case.
Okay. But what if not? I mean, are the soldiers going to have to be concerned about if the 2 years and it's not covered, turning that back in and owing something for mileage? Can that happen? Or Scion has given the kind of stipulation of mileage won't count?
I read the rules and regulations, and I don't recall anything in there about a mileage stipulation.
Okay.
It's just a 2-year prepaid lease. Usually it's about a 24,000 mile lease. I'm sure that if there was a problem, the soldier could reach out to us. This is going on beyond just this event.
Right.
So what I'm getting at is we plan to follow up with the soldiers as they own those vehicles, as they're driving them around town, and just check in with them periodically. We wouldn't be doing this to try to harm anybody. So,
oh no, I wasn't saying that. I was just
okay.
I'm glad
I always, you did.
Yeah,
because I think that other people probably have questions like that and may not nominate themselves and think about those things. And I want them to know that Scion cares, which is why they're doing this. And I think if a concern like that was brought up to our attention, to our staff, we would definitely go find a way to help them. But truly, we really don't see that being a problem. We're already just between the ride and the event on December 6th. We're pretty close to figuring out we'll have it covered. And then not only that, but Toyota is doing a national crowdfunding campaign. So truthfully, our goal now is to have extra funds so we can pay off their leases and then have like a kitty for next year and do it again. That's
awesome.
kind of what
That's
we're
awesome.
trying for.
I love it.
all right. Well, all you people listening, website and email them and donate some money. Or if you're in Phoenix, Christina and I will see you at Hogs and Horses on December 6th.
Starting at 2:00.
That would be incredible. And Hogs and Horses is a
Cave Creek.
This is a bar.
It is a bar.
So not family, like kids are
Actually,
allowed.
we're going to because we're helping soldiers and their family. We
Mhm.
expect them to be bringing their children. It's actually a really cool place. They have an outside area. You can hear the band. They have the arena. We're going to have mutton busting available. So if
Wait,
you don't know what
what?
that is, the little kids can ride on sheep.
Did she say muffin busting? Is that what she said? Muffin busting?
I'm on a top's gone. So
I didn't think you could see that the way I was sitting. Man.
Yeah, no, it's called mutton bustin'.
Mutton
So,
bustin'.
Yes.
Mutton bustin'.
It's like button with an M.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, and of course, this is really familiar to me because my background's in rodeo. I grew up around it, but it's an opportunity for kids. They ride on little sheep and it's the cutest little thing.
That's cool.
And it's fun. They love it. So we plan to have that activity available for kids.
Okay.
Kind of like a road game. We're going to be doing the actual presentation at 7:00. So I think if families want to leave at that time, it's probably a good time because, it is a bar and probably beyond then people will get a little rowdy, but it is available for everybody else that wants to stay and have a good time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, even though the Cave Creek bars, I mean, most of them are pretty kid friendly during the day. So, but
Yeah.
I want to know how big of a sheep you're in case I want a mutton.
She said it was for kids.
Yeah.
And while you act like a child sometimes, sorry, you
I
can't.
can't mutton
No.
bust?
I think the sheep have a limit.
Did our guest just call us that? I think she just called us that. On that note, I think it's about time for you to go.
No. Okay, so let's talk about the technology behind this. Because obviously once you have 30 to 50, 100, 150 nominations and people are voting for them, are they voting daily or does everybody get to vote once?
It's tracked by IP address.
So IP address, you'll be able to vote one time or
Correct.
daily? Just
Once time.
once.
Mhm.
One time only.
But here's
I got to tell you, I absolutely love that. And let me tell you why. Because if it's more than like the contests that are out there that you are encouraged to vote daily, it ends up becoming more about a popularity contest.
Mhm.
Who has the most friends? Who has the biggest social reach? Who has the technology in place to, not that any of these soldiers would do this, had a bad experience with one of these contests, I'm just saying, because we should have won. Huh, Sam?
Yep.
I'll
saying.
tell you, we have with our partnership with Cox, they've really been instrumental in helping us. We have a commercial now already airing on different channels. And then we have another one that we're going to be promoting just the voting phase. We're really going to hit hard that to the general public. So Our goal is so that it's not a contest and the soldiers don't necessarily have to just reach out to their friends on Facebook. Like I said, many of them don't even have a computer. They
Sure.
probably don't have Facebook.
Sure.
So we really want the population to make their opinion known.
Absolutely.
Now, speaking of Facebook, is there, and if there enough, I haven't seen it, I'm really sorry. Is there a Facebook page for this Scions for Soldiers?
Absolutely.
There is Facebook.com/Scion for Soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
So we should reach a bunch to all of our friends.
It's
and
going
family.
up soon.
Well,
Girl, you didn't even have the hangout created today. I don't even hear about it.
Well, I'm so excited about this. I love the planning, and I love the project that you guys have created. And I'm just really excited about it. Can't wait to see the commercials. And please do share them with us.
Margie did our first one.
I know.
Yes.
We saw that. She actually was in studio and showed it to us on her phone. And she was like, but we can't talk about it yet.
Yeah, it wasn't
She did
it
a great
wasn't like
job.
officially okay,
Yeah.
I think. So
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us in studio and sharing about this. For our listeners, I want to encourage you to go to scionforsoldiers.com. If you know a soldier that is deserving of this, please go there. It's real easy. Nominate. There's a little button right there. Just click on that, follow the steps, and the link.
Or you can nominate yourself.
Right.
Not
or
just
you
if you know what
right.
If
Or-
you are a deserving soldier, you
or
can also
nominate yourself. If you are interested in signing up for the bike ride, you can get the details there also. And we'll see you December 6th at Hogs and Horses
at 2:00.
at 2:00. Lindsay, thank you so much for joining
Thanks
us
for having
today.
me.
I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thanks for everything you guys are doing. It's awesome.
It's our
Good
pleasure.
job. Good job.